Let's get more on this now from Donna Dawson. She is a psychologist and joins us live from London. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
You're welcome.
How important is it when we're physically isolating ourselves during this pandemic to not socially isolate ourselves, to stay in contact with other people and be social even though we can't do so in person?
Oh, it's extremely important to mental health to stay in touch with friends, with family. Sometimes it's the only way we can do that. And for the foreseeable future, it's going to be the only way we can make contact is online. But for people who do feel isolated or depressed or anxious, it is important they reach out, whether it's to somebody professional or somebody that they just know and want to talk to. So yes, that aspect of it is very important to keep that going.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about video games in particular. I know my husband, he plays video games. I used to kind of grumble and roll my eyes at him, but now he's meeting up every Friday with his, 5 buddies online. How can video games help us get through being confined at home and still keep in touch with people and make new connections or strengthen existing connections?
Well, I have to admit, I'm speaking from experience here because I'm hunkered down with my 14-year-old grandson who games all the time. And I had trouble getting him off the computer for me to even do this interview. So for some people, this is a match made in heaven. They like gaming anyway, and they go on it and they could do it all day and all night. For your husband, I'm sure he's getting a lot of pleasure out of that, especially if he's with his friends, doing something similar, competing with them, keeping his alertness, his concentration strong, his focus, his social ties. But my only concern is balance. How long are you spending on the computer? How much are you doing this? I know for me, I have to drag him off to take a shower, brush his teeth, do any chores, even do his homework. So for me, it's always about balance. Yes, this is a great way to interact with people. And for some people, their only friends are online. Virtual friends are what many people have. And although that may be unfortunate in a way, for right now, I think it's helping people get through this pandemic.
Yeah, that's really important. But as you said, balance is the key. What are some other ways that people can keep their minds active while being in lockdown if they're not into video games?
Well, I think perhaps I'm speaking from personal experience here because I'm having to go through all the things that I'm recommending. I mean, I think we have to play a game with ourselves, and we have to make a list of all the things we would have loved to have done if we'd only had the time. And now we have the time. The books we haven't read, the movies we haven't seen, the TV programs we can catch up on, maybe even the exercise we haven't done because we have an exercise bike in the corner that's languishing. If you have a garden, you're lucky enough to be able to get out into that and do some things there. Board games are always great. Nobody can beat a game like Monopoly, especially if you've got lots of different ages and family members, or Jenga, where you build a wooden tower. But the whole thing is variety. For me, the day has to have some kind of structure, but within that, I like to do something different every day, whether it's baking cookies with my grandson, or we have a movie night and I make popcorn and hot chocolate. It's about getting a little bit of variety. So gaming is great, but let's keep everything in moderation so that we don't get too obsessive about anything and neglect our physical health and even our mental well-being. I notice that when my grandson loses, he's in a terrible mood. So I do sometimes wonder how much good it's doing him. So yes, I have to distract him as often as I can. But we all just need a little bit of common sense with this, moderation, and we will get through this. And talking to each other, I think we'll actually come out of this knowing each other a little bit better, getting on maybe better, hopefully, and just having better quality family time that we never had time for before.
Yeah, hopefully we can get some good out of this. Donna Dawson, thank you so much for some great advice there.